Hello again, happy Christmas to you from everyone here at Football Spy Online. As you can see, the team behind me have put together their pennies and shelled out for a few small, and I mean small, festive decorations. But while we all stop for some mince pies and sherry, Planet Football's rumour mill just keeps on going, so we will too. As it's Christmas though, we're going to indulge ourselves and stick solely with stories from the Mirror's Football Spy page. We start with this one from our transfer king, Alan Nixon. He says that Real Madrid, no less, want Wigan's Ecuadorian wide man Luis Antonio Valencia. I can tell you that Valencia is one of four wingers that Madrid want, including Ashley Young at Villa and Aaron Lennon at Spurs. It's good to see the top young players of English football being so sought after, but while I would bite Madrid's hands off if I were Wigan, I'd keep hold of Young if I was Aston Villa. I think he's going to be a big star in 2009. Lennon too at Spurs if he can tone his ego down just a bit. Elsewhere on today's Spy page, Simon Bird reports that Sunderland are willing to let Diouf leave and go to Blackburn if he wants to join Sam Allardyce. That would make sense to me. David Bentley was never really replaced on the right, and Diouf did well for Allardyce at Bolton. Sticking with Blackburn, and Allardyce is about to move in with a £3 million raid for the Man City defender Tal Ben Haim. City are going to let him go in January as he's failed to settle at the club since his £5 million switch from Chelsea last summer. I always thought he was a bit too fat myself. But Allardyce managed to get the best out of him at Bolton, and maybe he might do it again. Time for your messages. And I'm going to do a few from yesterday like I promised I would. Hayden Morrison says, welcome back, Darren. Are Chelsea going to buy someone in January? Jar of Jam says they're not, but actually we think they are, Jar of Jam. We think they're looking at Wigan's Amir Zaki and or Tunchai at Middlesbrough. We mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. Footy Arsenal says, hey Darren, glad you're back. Since Fabregas is injured, Arsenal will have to reinforce their side with maybe two more central midfielders. I think they'll be Roma's Alberto Aquilani and Barcelona's Yaya Toure. Both good shouts, but I think we will see more of the youngsters, Wilshere and or Ramsey. If Wenger buys, I think it'll be a defensive midfielder like Loic Canard at Marseille. On our blogs page, Daniel Magnuson says it would be fantastic if we could sell Fletcher and O'Shea. They're dreadful. I would buy Ibrahimovic at Inter. As Mourinho says, he's the best player in the world. Wouldn't it be sensational if he and Ronaldo played together? I know United don't need a new striker, but he's better than Berbatov or Tevez at the moment and better than Rooney. And to finish it off, Miguel Veloso is a great potential, and I think with him and Anderson in midfield and Zlatan and Cristiano up front, we'd have the best team in the world. Well, also, yes, Ibrahimovic, no chance. Good player, but not great. Certainly not in the class of Ronaldo. I wouldn't let him carry Ronaldo's Christmas shopping, but there you go. Tim's a Villa fan. He agrees that they can challenge for the title. He says maybe he'd want some dark glasses for the Villa players because of Gabby Agbonlahore's green shoes. And Isam says he would, wait for it, sell Ronaldo to raise cash and buy Aaron Lennon for the right at United. Not sure about that. He'd also go for a right-sided defender, either Sergio Ramos or the German Philipp Lahm, even though Rafael's doing a great job. Two more stories for you today, and the King, Alan Nixon, says that Stoke City boss Tony Pulis is in talks to sign the Ivory Coast striker Aruna Dindan. He would cost £6 million from Lodz, plays alongside Drogba for his country. And Tony Adams at Portsmouth is close to agreeing a £2 million deal for the Bristol City star Marvin Elliott. The 24-year-old would be a straight replacement for Lassana Diarra, who joins Real Madrid on January the 1st. If you don't know who Elliott is, he starred in City's run to the Championship playoffs last season. He's been a long-term target for Pompey, but I just wonder, Pompey fans, whether he's got enough quality for you. A few more messages, and on our blogs page, Crispy says that Mark Hughes has got to take the blame for the downfall of Man City. He needs to strengthen the defence. He says two managers who, given the funds, would turn this club around are Avram Grant or Jurgen Klinsmann. Chelsea made a huge mistake firing Avram. Can't argue with that. And on the Daily Mirror channel, youtube.com/Daily Mirror, Mark G. Carter agrees with me that £15 million for Middlesbrough Stuart Downing is way too much. Styles Sessions says, hey Darren, remember me telling you that Ince would be sacked before the new year? You said it wouldn't happen. Anyway, just thought I'd remind you, yes, you did tell me so. Sainter for Life wants to know what I think of a possible swap deal between my team, Liverpool, and Real Madrid, with Alonso going to Madrid, Van der Vaart going to Anfield. I like Alonso, but I would take Van der Vaart any day of the week. And just to be with her says, I hope that Jimmy Bullard stays at Fulham, because after that awful injury he had last year, we kept him. We paid all that money for the best treatment to get him back to match fitness. That took us almost a year, and now the best he can give us for that is just under a season's worth of games. Josh, not happy. And I'm going to give the last word before Christmas to Hannah, our resident United fan. She says simply, welcome back, Darren, and Merry Christmas. The same to you, Hannah, and to all of you watching Spy today, and indeed throughout the window and the whole year. I'll see you next time.